right? Doing photography for 4 years, and I get approached by, we had 1,900 cases yesterday. Don't.
Can you turn me down? You loud.
Can I do my story? So I'm probably within my 4 or 5 years of doing photography, and I get approached by a young man who says, "Hey, I want you to go to a meeting with me because I have a client who can use your services." I go to this meeting. It's a beautiful office, and if you've been here before, this is not the first time you've heard the story, but you understand where I'm going. I go in this office, and it's amazing. Artwork everywhere. You could really tell who's the rich CEO when you see their desk, right? Think about your desk at your home right now, and I don't know what your desk look like, but it's probably cheap. No disrespect.
This nigga come back and go full throttle. He ain't got no butt time on his hands to be ready with the shots.
My desk.
Where your gunshots?
I don't even know.
Because that was a shot.
Shit. I don't know which one it is.
The bottom.
Oh.
He just shot me up.
Oh, that one. And my desk, I have an IKEA desk.
Disrespectful motherfucker.
But when you go to work and you go to the boss's desk, they have the nicest desk in the place, in the job, right? So I go to this lady's office and her desk is amazing. I'm talking about at the corners of her desk, it's like lion heads or some shit. It was like real dope, right? And so I sit down and this young lady.
House prayer. Sorry.
They need to stop. They food services is garbage. But anyway.
I heard they food was banging.
Nah, you go up in there. No, it's not. Not anymore. So anyway, I'm in there. I'm in this meeting and they're saucing me up, telling me how my photography is nice, telling me how they need me. By the way, my photography was ass. And so I'm sitting in this meeting and the guy who brought me in there says, "Hey, he can be a great asset. He can take photos for us. He does graphic design as well." And this lady eyes get bright. And she said, "Really? You do graphic design?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Okay, great. I would love for you to design a flyer. I'm in charge of Charlotte Fashion Week." And I say, "Really? Never heard of it, but I would love to learn more." So she's telling me, she's walking me around her office. She's, leaned back, talking real Devil Wears Prada type energy in the room. So I feel like, this lady is saucing me up. She got the accent going on, the red lipstick, her eyebrows is nice. And I'm looking at her like, this shit is fire. I'm in the right place. I lead a meeting, I hop back. And before I leave, she says, "Hey, I used to do an event at a location." And so I said, "Really?" And that location just so happened to be my job. And so I said, "Damn, let me go do some recon." So I go back to my job and I sit down. Shout out to Kim. I'm sitting down with Kim, who works right next to me. And I said, "Kim, I met with a person who does Charlotte Fashion Week," and my entire office busts out in laughter. And so I looked there and I'm like, what's so funny? And they said, "Well, you've been working here for about 4 or 5 years." I said, "Yeah, I've been working here." And they was like, "You don't remember when said organization came and they did an event in the middle of the hotel after we told them no? How they showed up in the lobby, sat down at every table, didn't order anything, and had a full-blown fashion event and promoted that they were having an event at the Ritz-Carlton Charlotte." So I sit there and I go, damn. So then I just so happen to be off that day. So I walk around the hotel and I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" I started asking people that used to work there and they was like, "Yo, it was a shit show." So I send these people an email and say, "Hey, I had a great meeting with y'all. I would love to work with y'all." And she says, "Great, give me a call." So I give this lady a call and we talking. She said, "Yeah, I want you to design this flyer for me. I wanted this very, whatever." She gave me the details. She sauced me up and she goes, "I would love to pay your ass an exposure." And I remember sitting on the phone like I never heard of this shit before a day in my life. And I remember sitting there and I'm like, "What does that mean?"
What does what mean?
"Can I pay you an exposure?" And I go, "What does that mean?" to her. She goes,
I thought he was talking to
"I
me.
want you," she said, "I want your black ass to find," she didn't say that, but y'all get what I'm saying. "I want your black ass to find the nicest space on your flyer. I'm talking about room on the flyer. And I want you to plant your logo right there, my little boy." And I remember sitting there like, huh? And so I look and I go, not going to be able to do it. In the words of Jalen Rose, not going to be able to do it. So I sit there and I tell her no, and she's all upset. And she tells me, well, I'm going to get Bubble to do it, which was a club in Charlotte at the time. And I said, well, get him to do it. And my invitation was pulled from the event, but it ain't no big deal. She comes to the hotel that I'm still working at the next year. She sees me when she comes to meet. Because now this person who's, well, I said Kim's name already. Kim says, Gavin, your friend is back next year. You want to go help me with the tour? So I said, yeah. So she sees me, and I remember her face getting white as hell because she sees me, who she just remembered, you know, I was going to pay your ass an exposure. And I remember the meeting was over like that, not because of me, but because Kim pretty much told her, you got to pay. And I'm telling y'all this story because she didn't have her event there. She just so happened to go down the street to have her event at the Holiday Inn. But guess who's working at the Holiday Inn? My motherfucking wife. And I tell y'all this because I give my wife the heads up. What are gunshots? And I tell my wife, yo, don't do it. My wife was like, oh, I think it might be a great opportunity. She's saucing us up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, nothing's worse when you get sauced the fuck up. You ever been sauced up? So we sitting there, and I tell my wife, I'm like, yo, it's going to be a shit show. My wife was like, no. She promised us this, and that. I said, all right, man, bet. I'm here to tell y'all it was a shit show. The models didn't show up. The vendors didn't show up. 2 models showed up when it was supposed to be 30. 1 vendor showed up when it was supposed to be 10. My wife had to do so much damn work, but it doesn't matter because she already had it in her mind because I told her how this shit was going to go. Charlotte Scene showed up, and guess who was there? Me. Because my ass paid to be there, and she saw me, and I remember her face looking like, fuck, he is here a fucking again. And so fast forward, and I'm wrapping this story up because now
so long-winded.
There's another event, and I see her fucking again. And I always speak. You know, Key knows me. For those who are listening right now, I am the most pettiest nigga of all time. You're going to see me, right? So when you see me, I'm going to smile.
You can't really miss them.
You can't. And I'm very recognizable.
No shade, but
you're going to see me. I'm shaking your hand. I'm laughing. I'm smiling. And so I see this shit, and I see her again. So then she tries an event at another place, but guess who's there? I want y'all to know I'm back.
Him where them gunshots was.
I got a lot of shit to talk today. Today is going to be interesting because in a few weeks, there will be Charlotte Fashion Week. It's returning to Charlotte. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this long-winded story is because this is the reason why you have this podcast. That person, Charlotte Scene, Charlotte Fashion Week, everybody that works over there, I started this podcast because I was approached by them many moons ago to work for exposure, not money, not an opportunity to, you know, be a brand photographer where they can raise money to pay me. They can pay me and other type of shit. No. They wanted to pay me an exposure by putting my name on a fucking flyer. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this because they're coming back, and the circus always needs clowns. The circus is about to start the 3rd week of September, and I hope y'all are ready for the fucking circus because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. I'm gonna watch you models who don't believe in paying photographers. I'm gonna watch y'all be more than glad to go and dedicate your time, energy for some shit that you know nothing about besides the name. I'm gonna watch you photographers promote shit and post pictures of an event. Meanwhile, you could have worked for POC Stock to make, which is a black-owned company, and make more money. You could have worked for Shoot, and that's 2 T's, which is a minority, women's own company. Minority because they're women, because of in the photo industry it's mostly men. Let me put it like that. I will be clear. But those ladies will pay you more. But y'all about to go work for a company that don't believe in paying you. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later after I get all my other shit out the way, because I've been watching a lot of you niggas. Key walked in here And I immediately told Key, what's up with, and I don't know how to flag people's name on this shit yet. But I asked her because I've been watching a lot of y'all statuses.
First off, hello, we're back. God, you literally just told a story and you ain't welcome to people. You didn't say nothing like how you been, what you been up to, and then you took 10 minutes to tell that story. Turn that down.
Welcome to the Paid in Exposure Podcast.
Let's get it.
A podcast about helping our community of photographers to reach the next level in their business.
We just leveled up.
Hosted by Key,
AKA Key No,
and Charlotte photographer Gavin B.
We unscripted, we keeping it real. Let's get it.
Wrap it up.
What? Shut up.
Wait, so I can't pay an exposure?
My son said, motherfucker, no.
Wrap it up.
Look, man, I want to welcome everybody. What episode is this?
I don't know.
It's like 95, 94. I don't fucking know. Y'all let us know in the comments. I want to welcome
back. That's what
everybody. I wanted to, but that seemed like so cliche. And we coming off of Kanye versus Drake, and
Are we though?
Nah, I mean, not if you ask me, because Drake album was shit. So
You didn't like Drake's album?
not at all.
I loved it.
Not at all.
I did.
It was some grade A mid. It was some good mid. That's what it was. I would say it like
You don't
this.
even smoke.
I have before. I smoked mid before.
You ain't got to tell the people's that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't.
What's wrong with you?
I will say this. Drake album was some mid to me. I stand in the space of saying that, hey, and we'll talk about Drake album a little bit, but I'll put it like this. When your half effort is better than 95% of the whole industry, do it matter?
Are you
we'll talk.
biased?
Not at all. I listen to on my Spotify every year. It is always Future, Drake, then Travis Scott, as far as the most artists I listen to. So no, not at all. And I don't see it.
Just wondering.
And I don't see it as Drake versus Kanye. I actually see it Drake versus Kendrick, but that's a whole nother subject. But we'll get there. Anyway, we are back. Welcome back, Key. I want to thank you for showing the fuck up. If you do not know, if this is your first time listening, your first time being here.
You just curse at me?
I don't think so. If this is your first time listening, first time being here, I want to thank y'all. It's been a while. Life has been running, bro.
I'm about to punch you. All right.
Life has been running. I have been running around.
So, what's going on, Gav? How you been? First of all, how's your mental?
I got
That was
all
a
of
genuine question too.
Oh, I'm good. I mean, okay, genuinely okay. I hate.
No, I
know
had
what?
to let the peoples know that I wasn't being funny. I was being serious.
Absolutely, because mental health is important. And according to my homeboy Micah, none of y'all is actually going to therapy, but that's a whole nother
Yeah,
subject.
niggas ain't going to that. They just keep.
Is it even on me?
They just talking.
Yeah, I can tell because shit ain't changing. Let's just keep it a buck.
Anywho,
Life is good, man. For those who not know, if you've been living under a rock, we have not been here for 3 weeks.
they've been with Patrick.
What? I ain't been here for 3 weeks because I had a kid. I had a baby, a little boy. Hand claps for him.
Hand claps for little Roro.
I had a little boy. He was born sometime in August, the last week in August. I can't give niggas his DOB.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell him too. I was like,
It's online if y'all
this
wanna
day,
find it.
nigga. My bad.
But yeah, we had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Life moved fast. It moved very fast, and I'm happy to be here, man. Life is good. My mental is great, great as it can be. Nothing is really like, you get frustrated. I really realized, and we're gonna dive into this. Let's do it like this. Let's start it like this. If you are not married, do not have a baby.
Here you go.
If you are, I'm gonna repeat that one more time. If you are not married, do not have a baby.
Why you say that?
Because it is not fair.
Okay, break that down a little further.
Let me tell y'all this. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get this out the way, and then we can expound on this.
Tell he's had a lot of time on his hands.
Having a baby out of wedlock encourages deadbeat baby daddies to be deadbeats. It encourages men who don't really want to be there to not be there. It encourages people. It encourages bad habits. Let me put it like that.
You think so?
I know so. Now, let me pull it. It breaks pressure bust pipes. It encourages you. It's gonna make you or break you. And for those who are already on the fence, who kind of want to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, it causes them to say, all right, I'm taking 2 feet out. It encourages men who's like, look, I'm made for this. I'm going to step it up. It causes them to step it up. But so I'm not saying it doesn't. It just causes niggas who don't want to be shit to not be shit. And
that would happen whether they married or not.
Yeah, well, it encourages them faster if they not married. Trust me on that. All right, so let's go through this. Where you want to start at? You want to start at from the beginning of this process and how I got to this conclusion, or do you want me to just break down that segment in general?
You do. Hey, look, it's your world. I'm just here to cause controversy.
Okay, so let's do it like this. From where I sit at, I look at it like this. I don't even know where to fucking start. Let's start at the hospital. So I am doing something.
Yeah, first give us a little, not full details because you don't got to. So how did you get to? Because y'all and I don't know if you want people to know this. You was a little early.
3 weeks early.
Bro was a little early, y'all.
For those who not know, my baby was supposed to be born 2 days ago. 2 days ago from us recording this. So if you're listening, 4 days ago. That's how early he came. And so in that, I'm out Ubering. Let's just keep it a buck.
Gonna keep it real 100.
Real 100 around here today. I'm out Ubering. I'm on a ride. I'm dropping somebody off. And I get a call from my wife because my wife is going through it. And I'm gonna show y'all every little step of when it's like, yo, I'm gonna show y'all every little step of if your man ain't shit, these are the moments where he can say, all right, fuck it. And I'm gonna speak to the ladies today. If your baby daddy ain't shit, this ain't the podcast for him today. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know that. If your baby daddy ain't shit, you feel free to send this to him. Hey, bruh, if this was sent to you by your baby mom, she either thinks you are shit or ain't shit, and I'm gonna go with the latter. Unless she said, yo, you my boo. Listen to this nigga, rip these niggas. If she didn't tell you that line, bruh, this ain't for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm out Ubering, I'm driving, and the night before, my wife looks at her stomach and she said, I'm tired. I'm ready to meet you. Please come. And I think I text my boys like, yo, bro, she down there praying to her stomach. She is done. She is.
He ain't text me that, nigga.
I said my boys.
I know.
And so in that.
What the hell they gonna do?
Nothing. I'm just letting them know like, yo, this is funny. Cause she been there already told me like, yo, I'm over. Like, I'm tired. And so I'm Ubering, I'm passing my home exit and I have 10 minutes left on this ride. And my wife calls me twice back to back and I just text back, you good? And she goes, no. I go, oh shit. I call her with this lady in my car. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Facts, fuck her.
Yeah, basically. And so I'm like, yo, what's up? She's like, yo, it is go time. Her, and before we even get really, really into this, my wife is a fucking champ, and I'm going to save her praise at the end, but my wife is a champ among champs. And fellas, this is why you don't need to be having kids out of wedlock. You need to be married. The woman you need married to is the one you need to put a baby in because she's going to prove to you more and more why you made a great decision on why you had a great wife. My wife was a champ, and I already knew how she acts and reacts. When these dudes be out here just coming in chicks, getting them pregnant, they really don't know who the fuck they getting pregnant. I'm keeping a buck with you. And I believe it, and I've told people this that have kids, and I tell people this all the time. Getting married, having kids, it changes people. And it doesn't really change them for the worse. It just makes them more of who they are because it's more pressure, and you're going to develop into the person you really are. So let's go back. I'm driving this lady. My wife says, yo, it's go time. Her voice has changed. Her breathing has changed. It is go fucking time. So I have a choice now. Do I kick this lady out on the side of 85? Or do I drop her ass off and get back home. I decide to drop her off because she was a black woman. Not really. I mean, she was, but that's not really why. Because she was a woman, and because
You thought she was gonna cuss you out.
I knew that. But I mean, honestly, it was a woman. And I knew the baby wasn't coming right then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got a little time. So I go ahead, I drop my wife off. Dropped this lady off. And I turned a 27-minute trip into 13 minutes. Don't ask me how.
I'm glad you didn't get caught.
Me too. So me too, literally. And so I get home, we go to the hospital, and everything starts. I'm here to tell y'all, the hospital encourages deadbeat dads to be deadbeat dads. They don't give a fuck about dads when you get in that hospital. And me and my wife had this discussion in the hospital. Through the process, at the end of the process, feel free to cut me off whenever you feel. And that, bring us in so this ain't the longest podcast of all time. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching and they don't talk to me at all. They're talking to her. Mm-hmm. They got her signing shit and it ain't signatures. It's filling out shit. They don't give it to me. They give it to her. Mind you, for those who are like, well, they don't know who you are. Yeah, they do. But at this time they do. It's COVID, so they have to know who's coming in. They checking IDs. They know if you married. They know the relationship to you and the person, so they know. But I'm pretty much not there. When they come in the room and talk, they're talking only to her. Mind you, you're talking to a person that's going through pain that they have never felt before, and you're asking them questions, and you're asking them questions instead of asking me a lot of the shit I already know. If I was a no good ass nigga, you know what I'd be doing? All right, bro, whatever. Sitting over in the corner on my phone, trying to find the TV, trying to go get something to eat, walking around because you're already making it seem like I'm not important at all when I've been going through this shit with her for the last 9 months. But I'm with everybody at this point in my life of saying, hey, this ain't about me, it's about her. Fast forward, we get to the next room. We meeting all these nurses, same thing. They coming in, I ain't there. And I'm going to fast forward this part because we'll get to all this later. We get to the very end. The baby is here. Everything is good. You're still talking to my wife only. I ain't here. And the biggest part of me that realized that, hey, I ain't shit is when they bring the birth certificate. For those who not know, when they bring the birth certificate, you can put anybody name that you want to on that paper. There's no signing. There's no, hey, dad, you fill out this portion. Excuse me. There's no, hey, we need a dad's signature. My wife could have literally put Derek Jeter's name down on that paper. And you know what would have happened? Derek Jeter would have had to file something with the courts. And Derek Jeter would have had to come in, drop off his DNA to prove that he wasn't the dad to get his name taken off. I say that to say, for all the dads who don't have their names on birth certificates, I know why. It's cut as they make it seem, and they as in whoever. I don't know what the fuck they was doing to y'all a while ago, but now women can literally put whoever the fuck they want to.
Now, how do you know that this just wasn't something that you experienced at the place you were at?
Because we was at the nice hospital. I can't imagine what the fuck they doing at CMC or the public hospital.
But you don't know.
Well, I was there when my sister gave birth. So, yeah, I do. I know people who went to CMC who was like, yo, this is how I went there. And no, I didn't see a birth certificate. I didn't sign a birth certificate. It was never presented to me. Or yeah, I had to make sure my name was on it. Because when they come in, the lady called and she wanted to speak to my wife. I'm like, well, my wife is asleep. But, oh, you're coming with that? Okay, cool. Yeah. She was like, well, she needs to be there. Cool. She's going to be there. But she ain't going nowhere else. She ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? And they only gave it to her. My wife handed it to me. But, and so I get all those things. So I understand how those things type of things happen. So when I'm sitting there and I'm realizing, like, when they're coming in, they're making sure she's cool. All the way down to, you get to have one person with you in the hospital because it's COVID, right? All the way down to the food that's served. My wife, they call, they say, hey, what would y'all like to eat? What would you like to eat? My wife says, oh, I want this. Also, my husband would they said, ma'am, we do not feed him. He would have to come down here, order his own food and pay for it. But
Right.
you're fine.
That's at all hospitals.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like,
Because I used to work at one, just FYI.
yeah. But most time, I get if somebody having surgery, we ain't feeding no damn visitors that's walking in and up out of here.
It don't matter if you having surgery or not. Even on the maternity floor,
I
the
understand.
wife.
So what I'm trying to prove is this is all just buildups that if I'm an ain't shit nigga, you already telling me that I don't even get to make sure my name is on the birth certificate. I don't get to sign it. You don't speak to me. You don't give me no paperwork. You don't ask me no questions. All the way down to, hey, where the fuck do you eat? Oh no, you gotta come. It ain't even, let me put it like this. It ain't even, hey, I pay for it and y'all just deliver it together, because it's all coming from the same fucking place. Nah, it's none of that shit. And it's so much so, then we're laughing because they're like, oh, y'all sure y'all want to leave? And I'm telling them, mind you, shout out to Novant. None of this is against Novant. I'm just, as it comes off as this is all against Novant. This has zero to do with Novant. What this proved to me was, if y'all doing this at the nice places, I know at the shitty hotels, shit is just wild. I'm sure when Beyonce was giving birth, Jay-Z got something to eat. I'm going to just put it like that.
Well, I don't agree with you wholeheartedly. One,
About
I
what?
feel like if you a deadbeat, you just a deadbeat, regardless of how you're treated at the hospital. I
Okay.
feel like when a woman is pregnant and she's at the hospital, whatever is going on, they're always going to cater to her, no matter what
Absolutely, as
hospital
they
you
should.
at, right? But I also feel like if you are going to be in that child's life, like you and your wife, y'all married, right?
Yeah.
So say it's someone that's not married. Say it's someone that's not married. If that person is there and want to be there and be in that child's life, regardless of how they feel, and I feel like you can have the energy and the time to analyze things like that, but I think most people don't think of it that way, as far as hey, I'm getting treated this way, or they don't look out for me this way. I just think people just want to know, or as far as guys, and I could be wrong because I'm not a guy. I don't know how shit works. I can just make an assumption that I just don't feel like they thinking about that at the moment. They're not thinking about why I'm not getting talked to or why I'm not getting treated. I feel like most of them is thinking, is she good? Make sure she all right.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I just think if you're going to be a deadbeat, you're going to be a deadbeat regardless.
Yeah, but you're
You're going to figure that out when the person gets pregnant, not when she about to give birth.
Nah, I know some dudes. Trust me, it's some women who listening right now was like, oh, he was good through the pregnancy. Once the baby got here, because I ain't even told you the first night home yet. This is all of this that I noticed in the last 3 weeks was like, hey, if I wasn't married, I can understand how friction happens so quickly. I can understand why women would label certain dudes as deadbeats. I can understand why certain dudes got up and was like, yo, I'm out. Oh, I'm not going to spend the night tonight. So let me break it down more. So we get home, and I'm gonna tell y'all at the end. I'm going to bring this full circle with my wife, and I'm telling y'all. Sounds so country when I said that shit. I'm telling y'all that everything is good with us. I had a great time at Novant. Everybody, let me tell you something. I didn't encounter not one negative person while being there, and we encountered several people. We talking about CNAs, actual nurses, doctors coming in, people from different floors, even a girl who rode us out of there in the wheelchair. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was just crazy nice. We get home, and I'm realizing the first night is funny. Because when you're in the hospital, they do everything for you, right? So much so that I changed my son's diaper in the, I better call it a hotel. I changed his diaper in the hospital, and the lady came in the room and asked me why. She said, we do that. And I said, well, he was dirty. Might as well. I see the little line on there. You know what I'm saying? Look, and by the way, I've changed a diaper before. So I'm like, might as well get some more practice in before we get. She was like, nah, we'll do that for you. Don't worry about it. Just push the button. We'll come in here and change his diaper until y'all go home. So super nice. You get home, and nobody tells you, everybody says what? You get no sleep, right? Nobody tells you that the reason why you don't get no sleep because your kid got to be fed every 2 hours. I'm here to give everybody who don't have kids insight, the day-to-day. You about to get the day-to-day insight for the next year. Probably we do this podcast so y'all understand. So you will make sure that, look, by the end of this, you're going to be like, I'm getting married if I'm having a kid. Like, I'm not doing this shit on my own, because that is very well, once you get home and you getting up every 2 hours and I'm talking about, look, you got to wake your kid up 30 minutes before they get fed. You got to rock them. They're crying, right? We changing diapers. He's crying to the top of his lungs. You feeding him. He's quiet. As soon as he gets done, he's either pooping already, peeing already, or he's back crying, but you got to rock him to sleep. They're going to fall back asleep. By this time, you are already falling asleep, dozing off, because now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're dozing off. And guess what? You got to wake him back up in 35 more minutes to start back the feedings. So you're not sleeping. And guess what? If this nigga is already on the fence of what type of scenario what type of dad he wants to be, this is when those pressures bust pipes, because what happens is it's like, yo, we not together. We don't live together. Guess what? I'm staying at home tomorrow. Look, I'll be over here at 8 o'clock in the morning for her. And guess what happened? Guess what happens with her between 12 and 8 when you're not there? She is fucking going through it. Everybody who I've spoken to that has been parents has asked me, yo, have you had the moment? There's a moment within the first 48 hours of you being home when you look at your kid and you go, this is not what the fuck I was signed up for. Am I really here? Now, mind you, you're talking to a man, right? I'm not the woman who's responsible for feeding. I'm not the woman who's like, yo, going through postpartum, who's dealing with, yo, my stomach, I don't feel them in my stomach anymore. My wife, to put some shit in perspective, she didn't even realize at a certain point in time she could bend down now because her stomach wasn't in the way. You're talking about women go through so much shit that until you in that room and you start understanding how women get ripped, you start understanding that what they got to go through because of just random bleeding, it's certain shit that you're going through that as a man, if I'm not with you and I don't care about you to a certain extent, because that's what we're really getting at. It's easy for a man to say, hey, I care about my kid, but do he care? He give a fuck about you. And if he don't, and he only cares about his kid, trust me, in your mind, it's going to creep in your mind that, yo, he might be a deadbeat. He's not going to be the man I expected him to be. And you start labeling somebody as a deadbeat. And
because they not catering to the woman or the child? To
the whole situation.
Because that could look like many different ways to many people.
Absolutely. But if I don't care about you if I don't care about your mental state and you're responsible for feeding and providing for my kid, something I can't do, then yeah, me caring about you also cares about my child. I'll give you an example. I got a homeboy right now who, him and his baby mom was going through some shit long time ago. And their kid is older now. And I was talking to him. I said, I was talking to him before I even had a kid. And I said, yo, how's it going? He said, man, she hit me up for some money. I sent her some money. I said, why? I said, don't she got a man? He said, yeah, she got a man. I don't care. I said, why? He said, bro, I don't want my kid going over there worrying about why her mom is complaining about me not giving her money. I'd rather give her money so she don't have to worry about that shit. So now that my daughter don't have to look at her mom crazy, which is when she come back home, she'll be like, oh, mom was stressed out about $100 that she needed for whatever the fuck she needed it for. Or she was upset that she couldn't get it. He said, I don't care where the money going. She can go smoke it up. She can go drink it up, whatever. He said, but the fact that keeps her in the right, stable mind for my daughter, that's all that matters to me. So her mental health is more important to me. I'm saying that to say, if you not fucking married to this nigga, it's very easy for him to look and say, all right, I don't care about your mental. I care about my child's mental only. And that's going to cause friction because during that time, it's a lot of emotions going on. And so my boys hit me up. All of them hit me up, right? And they saying, yo, how is it? How you doing? I said, I don't fucking know. Because why the fuck does it matter what I'm going through when we trying to get a baby to latch? Why do it matter at this moment what I'm going through when I got somebody who I'm trying to keep stable while we're changing diapers at 3 a.m. For those who do not know, and it's funny, but it's the truth. My wife don't operate well when she don't have sleep or food, which is most women, by the way, fellas. I'm giving y'all the heads up. So when it's 4 o'clock in the morning and when somebody is screaming to the top of their lungs and they can't speak and tell you why they're screaming to the top of their lungs and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah, you're going to be looking like, yo, how do I make this person realize it? And I was laughing because everybody said, shout out to True, my homeboy True. He said, yo, when it happens, you're going to hit me up and be like, you wasn't lying. I hit that nigga up the second day, said you was not fucking lying. I hit up Micah and said you was not lying. I hit up my sister, said you was not lying. I hit up Corey, said you is not lying. It's a lot of shit.
About what?
Because it's a lot of shit that clicks. You really sit there. It gets to that point, I'm telling you, and it sounds crazy. There gets a time at night where you look at this child and you say, you can snap right there. You understand how people lose it right fucking there. You understand why some people, we leave in a hospital. They asked my wife, they said, do you feel like you're going, you started postpartum. Are you okay? And she said, yeah. And they said, oh, okay. And they said, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm just a little nervous. Now I know what my wife nervous about because she done told me she nervous about like, yo, they doing so much for us when we get home. Like, are we going to be ready? They start asking my wife, yo, are you having suicidal thoughts? Are you mentally okay? Do you think you can care for the baby? Are you think you're going to hurt the baby? Are you scared you're going to hurt yourself? And they snapping these questions off so fucking fast. And I'm sitting there like, yo, can y'all just ask her? She'll tell you what's wrong. Because me and her done had this conversation. And my wife goes, sorry, no, none of that. Y'all doing so much. I just want to make sure I'm ready. And the lady said, okay, cool. Well, if you start having any suicidal or you feel like you're going to kill your baby, please call us. And I'm telling you,
it's real, bro.
I'm telling you, there's a moment, and I'm going to stress this again. It's a moment when you're there at the middle of the night and you like, I know why people snap. And you get there and you got to realize, and I'm just here to say it like this. If you're not married, do not fucking have a kid. If you're not ready to have a kid, also do not fucking have a kid. Because, and I'm not here to say if you're married, your shit is going to work. That's not what I'm saying. I do believe that.
Thanks for the disclaimer, because that's how you projecting this.
Well, that's fine. If that's gonna stop somebody from not getting a random chick
that ain't
pregnant,
gonna stop nobody nothing. But I'm just letting you know.
It should though. That's what it should do.
Yeah, you can't take your word for solid.
Yo, yeah, I can.
No, I'm talking about everybody else. They can't just be like, oh, Gavin, he knows. Let
me ask y'all. I'll tell y'all this. Prove me wrong. Go ask people that's not married to the person who they having a kid with and ask them, say, hey, would it have been easier if y'all was married? I'm telling you 10 for 10, everybody gonna say yeah. 10 for 10.
I wouldn't say 10 for 10.
Go out and ask. I'm just encouraging. Let me know. Let's do it like this. If it ain't 10 for 10, let me know how many people did you have to ask before you got to like, nah, it wouldn't have been easier. And I ain't talking about them. Say, hey, if you would have been married having this kid, do you think it would have been easier? An easier process? Because when we sat there, when I was sitting with my wife, I said, damn, if we wasn't living together, we wasn't married, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, I would have went back home.
So what are you saying, just living together? Because there could be couples that live together but are not married.
Look, if y'all shacking up and playing house, y'all might as well go ahead and play house the full way. What's the show called? Full House? Do that. Don't do no half-ass house. Do a full house. Play that shit right.
But that's what I'm asking. Because you could be married. There's niggas married that live in separate houses. I'm just saying. Like, if you are...
Who you know married and living in separate houses?
If you're saying you're married...
Who you know...
Listen.
Key loves saying shit that ain't true. Who you know that's married and live in separate houses?
Personally, nobody.
Okay, so you can't say that.
But what I'm saying is... What I'm telling you is there are couples that are probably older. I don't know them personally, but I've seen stories where they're couples that live in separate houses. That's their business. That's their prerogative. My point is, are you saying it just from a living aspect, or you actually signed the papers? Because you can live together, shit still might not work out.
Yeah.
You still got to go your separate ways at one point, if that's the case. But say you are still together during the pregnancy and after that and for a couple years and shit's all gravy, like, is it just the living arrangement that you say makes it easier, or you actually being married and committed?
Go be married and committed. Just do that. I'm telling you, it's going to make your life a little bit easier, if not a lot easier.
What makes it easier?
It's something about caring about somebody fully to the extent of making sure they are 110% okay.
So it's about having that support.
Absolutely. That's all it's about.
Okay.
That's really what I'm getting at. And I look at it like
So
this.
you do know you can have that without being married.
Sure. You can have support, but what's more support of saying that, hey, if I drop dead tomorrow, at least you got all this? We ain't gotta even had a conversation of like, oh, we shacking up versus we married. Like, it's plenty of people that shacking up. And I love, shout out to everybody that do the whole common law marriage. That shit cool until something go bad.
No, unless it's legit in certain states. Well, that shit is legit.
And you got to do certain legit shit. But common law, like when we got to hop through hoops for you to get insurance money when somebody drop dead, then we got to have different conversations. Right now, something happens to me. My wife gets my house, and it's not on my paperwork that she gets my house. For those who are buying homes, when you do go to your mortgage lender, they're going to ask you, hey, what happens if you drop dead tomorrow?
Beneficiary.
Who gets this shit? When I first moved in my house, I put my nephew down on that paper.
I probably said that wrong.
Beneficiary, yes, right?
I didn't say it like that, but we gonna keep going.
Oh, I put my nephew down on. My nephew was fucking 2 or 3, 2 maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I put him down on the paper. I put a backup person. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, but all of that, while I need to go change it, it doesn't even matter now because I'm married. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I need to go update that just in case, because I got that before I got married. I don't know, the way they changing laws now. You seen what Texas did.
Changing laws?
Yeah, women can't even worry about their bodies no more. Which this whole process made me think about that law when that was happening. Because that was going on while we was in the hospital when we got home. And I was like, yo, what happened when you, let me put it like this. When you go through, and it's easy to get on welfare and Medicaid or whatever the fuck it is once you get to the hospital, and they treat you like shit, by the way. And that was the other thing I noticed. I said, yo, I wonder how the fuck they treat the women that come up in this, not this hospital, but who ain't got no man here and they by themselves.
The same. If you already said they weren't paying no attention, who they ain't got nobody to pay attention to.
I tell you something off air that I don't want to say on air because she's listening. And I'm gonna tell you the situation of why I thought about that.
It's not funny. I'm sorry. I don't even know the situation.
It's bad, but it ain't like life or death. But you know what I'm saying? It's one of them situations. But I'll put it like this. You ain't got to take my advice. A lot of y'all, let me I'll say this before I go to my next little segment. If your man ain't shit, and let me tell you, if your man ain't shit, he ain't going to be shit whether y'all married, whether y'all have a kid, whether y'all not.
And I think that's your biggest point.
Absolutely. But just like how I believe certain female rappers encourage, their music can encourage F-boys to step up and step out, I do believe having a kid will cause your F-boy baby daddy to step up and step out. Let me just put it like that. I can understand how your man can get frustrated and is running off of fumes when he goes home and then you're going through 3 feedings in the middle of the night and you've only had 2 hours of sleep and I don't know how much time on there, but you haven't gotten any sleep and your man is not there and you're frustrated when he walks in your house at 8 o'clock in the morning and he's walking in smiling, happy, acting like shit sweet, and you like, yo, this shit ain't sweet. I ain't got no sleep last night.
Swish of sweet.
I can understand how that can cause y'all to start arguing. I can understand how, next thing you know, you hit his ass for child support. I can understand how now y'all down there in court that, hey, a lot of this doesn't happen if we marry. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I understand how y'all can go through those things. And I do understand that, hey, at least, and also let me tell y'all something. This is the main reason why I say you don't need to have kids out of wedlock. Fellas, the shit is expensive. All what I just fucking said was for the women. Your man ain't gonna be able to be there as much as you want him to be if y'all ain't fucking married. Sorry to say. And if y'all living together, then absolutely. Because if y'all living together for some type of time limit, right? Y'all shacking up, you know, he's going to be there. Ain't like he can sleep somewhere else. However, fellas, this is for y'all. This shit is expensive. Paying for some chick that you ain't really all the way committed to. You need to be making sure your kid is living in the right living situations that you got to pay for, that you need to be paying for. That shit is expensive. So let's talk about what it costs for you to have a kid out of wedlock and y'all not living together. First of all, we talking about you got to pay for your spot and you need to be contributing to her spot because your kid, son or daughter, is staying there. All right. Now we talking about y'all busting everything down. So you talking about you putting food in her house, but you also got to feed yourself. You putting clothes that need to go in her house, but you got to put clothes in your house for the kid. You talking about doubling up toys. You know what I'm saying? Luckily for us, man, and I say this and shout out to all of my friends, my family, people that loved us, people that just met me. Shout out to everybody because we basically got two of everything. You know what I'm saying? We got a damn swing set for him that as long as he sleep, that motherfucker stay asleep for 3 hours once I ain't mean to call him a motherfucker, but y'all get what I'm saying. You know
so
what I'm
you
saying?
feel like if they're not together, the man should still support the woman.
Absolutely. That's your kid over there. It ain't no man should be. What, you think he don't? You should support your kid. Some of that is going to support the woman, no matter what we say. Like, if my kid is if let's say we got split custody, my kid is with you half the time, my kid is with me. Whoever making more money is about to be shelling out child support if it gets to that point, because now we got to get petty. Now, after you feel like, let me tell y'all something. Postpartum is real for all the dudes who don't know. This is my camera. I keep looking at Key's camera. And they can't see. That shit is real. That shit is happening. Now I do believe, and we still going through it. Like I said, we only been here for a couple of weeks, but I do believe that some women throw a lot of gas on it. We'll get to that later. Probably not. But yeah, when it comes down to it, and y'all going through it and y'all ain't seeing eye to eye, the cost of having a kid out of wedlock is, yeah, you're going to be paying some type of child support and off of your income. And let's say you're a good dude and you got a good job and you making some money. Yeah, some of that money is going to get used for, hey, her rent. Hey, food, groceries in her shit. Hey, laundry detergent. Some of that money is going over there. But if y'all was married, you would be only buying this shit one time.
Okay, so what if the case is they separated, they got split custody?
Yeah.
They still should support? What if that woman makes more money than that man?
If the woman makes more money than, bro, we talking about taking care of your kid.
Exactly. So, but what I'm asking you is because you just said, even if y'all not together, you should still send money to her, whatever she's doing with it for her house. Make sure she's good because your kid lives there.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed, is that still the same logic?
Make sure your kid is good.
You're not answering my question.
I am. That's
so
a
that's
yes.
a yes.
Absolutely.
So a woman should give the man some money if that's the reverse.
If it should a woman, if you out here accepting money for a chick and you don't need it, then you already a man that already got some choice thoughts on you anyway. If we got split custody and I got my kid half the time and I got you, let's say we got a woman who makes more money than me and I don't need your money and I'm taking it, then I think of you special anyway. But and so somebody's saying like, what if the woman don't need your money? You ain't never heard me not say on this podcast I don't think women be petty on some shit. Look, the women in the comments be flaming my ass up. They be on Twitter flaming my ass up on my thoughts on women. So yeah, if you accepting money from a woman and you don't need it. Now, so let me give you an example. Whatever Britney Spears' man was, he put her on child support. He won. Why? Because he had custody of the kid. She made significantly more money than him. He needed it to take care of his kid. That's fine. Did he still get flamed up? Hell yeah, but niggas was still clapping because they like, yo, if you got child support and they awarded it, then cool. But if you don't need it, but as a man, you already know, look, I got to make sure that you okay. Now, let's say you looking at it and you saying, yo, my wife can take, or my girl can take care of everything, or the kid's mom, because she ain't your girl, whatever. She can take care of the kid all the way. And if she's telling you, yo, I don't need this, then cool. You should be saving that money to make sure it's going to where it needs to go. Because you never know what the fuck gonna happen. But I'm not finna sit here and act like, look, it's less expensive if y'all not together, because it is more expensive. It's always going to be more expensive if y'all not together. Y'all in separate households. Y'all trying to run two different things. But
yeah, because you each doing it on your own.
Exactly. But if we together, and the beauty of it is when all this shit comes together full circle, co-parenting works out so beautiful that you don't even have to worry about some of those things.
Yeah, I've seen some nice co-parenting things. I'm like, y'all.
But you know what? It take them, if you ever talk to them, it take them a minute to get there.
Some. But yeah, I agree. It takes a little minute.
Yeah, unless, and you know what? And it's funny because I told my wife, me and her was joking. She was like, you remember you told me if we ain't married by a certain date, we was just going to have a kid? And I was like, hell yeah. I said, I'm glad we didn't do that shit. She said, hell yeah. I said, because I told her, I was like, I said, I couldn't have spent a night over here every night. I just know that. And I know that will put something on you. If you don't believe me, if you want to come spend a night at my house one night and be responsible for changing these diapers and feeding him.
He don't like nobody's house.
I sure don't. But you.
I don't even know.
Hey.
I can't believe he said that. Just lying to y'all on the camera.
Anybody who don't believe what be going on in my house, text my homeboys. They will tell you that I text them every night, every time I'm feeding.
That's because he ain't got shit else today.
Oh, I do. Sleeping. All right. Before we get to this next little part, I do. 55 minutes in and we ain't said shit yet. I want to do some thank yous right quick. I want to shout out to everybody. Just making sure I'm in this shit. I want to thank everybody that sent us gifts, that looked out, that reached out.
Donations.
Absolutely.
Donations.
Thank you. Whether it was people, it was so funny because we was actually the day we went into labor, we was actually supposed to be going to drop off thank you cards in the mail. That didn't happen. But everybody that came to my baby shower, everybody that texted, everybody was like, yo, the baby is coming soon. Everybody, who wanted to give us gifts, that I wasn't able to go get because we had a kid. I want to thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. To the crew, the group chats, I want to thank y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all didn't came over and seen the kid. If you didn't came to see my kid, I appreciate you. For those who wanted to come to see the kid and haven't been able to do that just yet, let me know. Reach out. If I don't respond back, give me some time. There's always some shit going on. That's the other thing, man. Like, it's always some shit going on. To my family, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And now that we got those things, and the reason I'm telling those thank you sound half-assed because I didn't thank all these people, so they already know what's up. Shout out to all the parents that have reached out. Y'all have been nothing but amazing, funny, and enjoyable. The reason why I say that is because every parent that has reached out has hit me with, yo, I know you getting a lot of dumbass advice that you don't want. So I'm not giving you none.
Sorry.
Shout out to especially Sasha. Shout out to, Tasia told me this before. Mel told me this before. Corey told me the same thing. True
I like
told
Sasha.
me Tasha.
Sasha.
Oh, Sasha. Asian Sasha?
Who you talking about?
Sasha, she went to A&T?
Oh my God. Keep going, Gavin. You so slow.
Am I missing something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
He's slow.
I'm slow. All those parents that reached out, y'all all told me the same shit. Laura, same, everybody. Y'all hit me up with the same shit, basically. And this thing was like, yo, you about to get a lot of unsolicited advice. Let me know if you want some. And I appreciate y'all because I told all y'all, you can tell me whatever you want, because it is people that kind of try to give you unsolicited advice. For those who pass out unsolicited advice, stop.
You want me to give you some advice?
No.
You right, because I ain't got no goddamn kids. Sorry, I ain't mean to cuss at them, but
it's funny because
you know they say when you have kids, I seen
here you
this.
go. This one I'm about to start talking shit, but go ahead.
I seen this TikTok where somebody was like, or it was a meme. They was like, only people that get upset when a parent say fuck them kids is people that ain't got no goddamn kids.
Absolutely.
I said, you know what? I feel you, and I ain't got no kids because
Yeah,
I
I
be
feel-
want to say fuck them kids too.
Yeah, and I ain't had no kids either. Yeah, I was feeling that way too. But no, I mean, I don't understand that just yet. But I
Not
understand
yet.
how people can be like, yo,
Fuck them kids.
when this shit speed the fuck up. It was funny. The parents was like, yo, good luck. But everybody was pretty much like, yo, I did have to tell some people to chill the fuck out.
Some people, I can't talk. Some people was doing too much.
Yeah, they was trying to give advice. And I'm like, yo, who the fuck is you?
I got you, bro. You know, make sure you get enough sleep.
Shut the fuck up.
Massage your back, your wife back. You know,
Look,
rub her feet.
I had a nigga.
Change diapers.
I had a nigga. Yo, change diapers. Yo, somebody hit me up and was trying to give me advice on a kid. And I said, yo, you gotta relax.
Relax.
I said-
Relax.
I was like, you gotta relax. And it's always the people randomly online that be trying to give you parenting advice, and I see their parenting skills and only what they show online, and I'm like, you gotta relax.
Some people do be doing too much.
Or they not doing shit, and you know they don't do shit, and now
Oh,
they
the ones
trying.
that giving you advice?
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I would never. The other funny part is when people try to come and try to help you out with your kid, and you like, yo, I'm with bruh 24/7. Today I'm gonna be with bruh 22/7 since we spending some time outside to do a podcast. But it's funny when people
22.
look, somebody came to my house, my kid was crying, they was like, yo, I hold him for you. I'm like, if you don't back the fuck up. Key, I was like, and do what? That's exactly what I said. I said, and do what? They was like, I got him. I said, and do what? I said, you know what you can do? They said, what? I said, go get his mama. You don't get the fuck out of my face. I was laughing so hard. And then my wife was like, yeah, I think you kind of made them mad. I said, I don't give a fuck. That's exactly how I felt.
You was so mean.
I was. But it's funny because let me tell y'all something. It's certain things that, let me tell you what they don't tell you before you have a kid.
Look, this is why I don't bother them. Let me tell you something. I do.
There you go.
I
Key
do.
with the lies.
Ain't no lies. You know this. You hit me up today and was like, I haven't heard from you.
I haven't.
Listen here. They literally just had the baby. Okay. I am one to observe more now. One, because I'm nosy. And two, in all seriousness, like, I never had a kid, but I can just only imagine what they're going through on a daily basis. They don't need somebody to be bugging them every day, asking them how they doing, how the baby doing. The same as yesterday, eat, sleep, and pooping. Like, what you want?
Literally.
Like, so I have given them space.
And so it's back to my thank yous. I want to thank sorry y'all. I want to thank Novant.
Squirrel.
Novant put their foot in this shit. They were
That's nasty.
extremely, extremely, extremely helpful. And I'm gonna say this part. I want to thank somebody in particular. If you know somebody that follows me, their name is Julian, that is a nurse, please send me her information. We're sitting there about to, the young ladies that have been helping us all throughout this process, they come in, they all nice. And they come in and they say, one girl comes in, she said, hey, this is your nurse. And the nurse says, I follow him.
Oh gosh. Jesus Christ.
This is when we start having fun on the pod. So welcome if you're clicking in now. And I look at her and I'm looking like, do you?
I'll be hyping.
And so,
I swear.
well, for those who don't know, I do love when people tell me they follow me because I think it's cool. However, this is not the moment for me to be like all cool and shit, right?
Yeah, because it's
It's
not about
serious.
you.
And Key knows, for those who I know, when it's pressure time and it's like shit that's well out of my control, I am nervous as fuck. So this is a moment where my wife is having contractions.
Like it's proposal.
Like, look, literally, it's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me about shit because it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot. So this lady comes in. She said, I follow him. She said, look, I follow you. I'm going to help y'all. this, and I'm going to tell y'all this, and I mean this. I'm going to look at my camera when I say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We need more black nurses and black doctors. As soon as Jillian walked out of the room, me and my wife looked at each other and said, we're so glad our nurse is black.
That's crazy you say that. A lot of, not a lot, but I follow a lot of nurses, or at least they like help, and they're black. So
they're black.
I'm like, what the hell going on?
She was the only black nurse that we saw that day. Everybody else was CNAs and things of that nature. But absolutely, I know a good little bit of black nurses, but
Must be scattered.
Yeah, and a lot of nurses, they only work on certain floors. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, but the reason why, and this takes zero away from the white nurses. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not saying that y'all didn't do anything, or y'all didn't do everything to the best of y'all. They were amazing. They were equally as amazing as Jillian. Let me put it like that. However, I felt personally more comfortable with her. Everybody at Novant talked me through everything. Let me tell you what Jillian did. She talked me through what everybody else was going to talk me through. Julian was able to come through and say, hey, no, actually, we was thinking, she was like, hey, they're going to ask you this. And me and my wife are having a discussion, like, what do you think? Do you want? And she was like, look, I'm going to tell y'all the real. This is what's going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. This is when you can get this done. This is when you shouldn't get this done. This is what's going to happen if you choose no. I don't know if they're going to explain it to you, but I'm explaining it to y'all. And that was so just heartwarming. It was just so special to us. She came through. She told my wife, she's like, yo, this is your first time going into labor. This is how long it may take. My wife was like, we can't be in here that long. And she said, all right, if you don't want to do that, I'm going to work with you to make sure we can shorten that time. I'm talking about like, look, this is where we kind of got to get, and then I'll bring the doctor in. And she worked with my wife. She came through later that night. She was like, look, she's coaching my wife through everything, helping her, with exercising, pushing, explaining things later. She was telling us like, look, I want y'all baby temperature to be this, because if he's not, they're going to do this. And I don't want him to have to go through those testing. I don't want him to have to get pricked all the time with checkups and stuff like that. And so it was a beautiful situation. And I was sitting there like, yo, I'm so glad our nurse was black. And so to that woman, to that black woman, I want to thank you. It was amazing. I'm grateful. And nothing was more amazing than when we go to the next room. She walked us there. She made sure we was in our next room. And she said, I'm going to stick around because the person who's coming in, I don't even know what type of person, what was her job. And the reason why not, this is why you need to be with, look, I'm saying marriage. Key might be saying y'all need to be living together or together. I keep looking at the wrong fucking camera.
I didn't say any of those. I'm just
saying she may be saying that, but this is why it's also important. I'm going to say married because it is now 5:00 in the fucking morning. Me nor my wife has been asleep since 8:00 the morning before. So we're running off of we haven't been asleep. And so at this point, we're sitting there and this nurse is talking to her. So I don't know her name, but she was also black and she explained everything to us. And I was just so glad. And then the next face we saw the next morning was a black girl who was our CNA. And so it was just beautiful to be there. Now, there was the rest of everybody else was white women. We did have she was Middle Eastern. I don't know where she was from over there. She helped us out. She was extremely helpful. I'm over key. But even the white nurses, extremely helpful. We had a nurse, man. She was probably, outside of Jillian, she was my second favorite person. She was like, our baby was screaming. He had the hiccups. Key noticed. Since I didn't have a kid, I didn't Google so much shit. Y'all don't even want to see what's in my search function. I've been Googling shit that don't need to be Googled.
What does this light colored poop mean?
Literally, I was Googling shit colors. Shit colors. I didn't Google.
It does give the health of the body.
Absolutely. And this lady, he was screaming to the top of his lungs. My baby he's 3 weeks early. So his stomach is going all the way in with hiccups, right? She comes in, she said, oh no. She wraps him up, goes, he burped, falls asleep.
It was a little gassy.
Hiccups ain't nothing but gas. You know what she gonna say to us? Oh, I've been doing this 21 years. It's okay. I said, can we take her home with us? Like, what the fuck? Can we do you want to come home with us? I wish I had her name. Amazing though. And shout out to the lady who introduced us to Jillian. That nurse, she came to see us the next day and was like, yo, I just wanted to check on y'all. She said, I thought about y'all all last night. I just want to make sure y'all was cool. This ain't even my floor. This my section of the floor, but I just wanted to come check on y'all. We was super glad, man. The two ladies, you know my wife cuss. So you know Karina dropping all types of F-bombs.
Fuck, man.
She don't say it like that, but yeah, pretty much. And the lady who was helping us when we first came in was just laughing. And she was like, oh, I've heard worse. You guys are good. And you know, shout out to Novant. Finally, I want to shout out to my wife. Yo, the other reason, fellas, why you don't need to be having a kid out of wedlock is because you need to know the woman that you having a kid with. And I do believe you really get to know somebody better once you get married to them. I do believe you get to know somebody better once you have a baby with them. But sometimes it's too late to figure out if the person you wanted to have a kid with is when you have a kid with them. And not saying that my wife can't change in 6 months. And if she changes in 6 months and she becomes crazy and this shit just don't work, I will be on this podcast explaining, giving updates.
He will.
However, at this moment where we stand at, my baby is a fucking champ, man.
I was gonna say, we're gonna be optimistic though. We're not gonna put that in the atmosphere.
Hell no, because this podcast will be over because I'm moving to Vegas. Like I tell everybody.
No, he not.
No. Some shit goes wrong. I'm moving to Vegas.
You cannot move to Vegas.
I can.
You will be a deadbeat.
So you telling me if I just move, I'm a deadbeat?
How else you gonna take care of your child?
Send my money, man.
So just sending money is cool to you then. What about the support you just said motherfuckers need? What about the support, nigga? You just said.
You know what? And this is the reason. It was a joke.
I know.
This is the reason why you can't have a kid out of wedlock. A lot of you niggas can't afford to have kids out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
people can't afford to have kids.
Exactly. Bruh. They said, I remember years ago, they said that the kids on average cost parents $400,000.
Your kid going to daycare?
Hell yeah, that shit expensive. Now, for those who not know,
minimum $200 a week, minimum.
Yeah, but you know my aunt got a daycare. So.
But you know what? I got discounts and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Kind of hood, but it's gonna work. He gonna. It
don't matter. I feel like daycare definitely helps with kids' developments. I don't care what people say.
I hit up a young lady and I asked her, I hit up Short.
Who the hell is that?
I hit up somebody, asked them, I started asking parents about how quickly their kids got into daycare. And everybody told me, as soon as you're comfortable, send them to daycare.
True. And
they talked about learning, educational, things of that nature. So anyway, back to my wife. Sorry, baby. Blame that on Key. But my wife was a champ, man. I'm talking about came in, on our way there, she's telling me, look, this is what I want. Don't let me do this. This is what you need to ask me if I'm unsure, I'm uncertain, shit ain't going right. Please, let's do this. We went in there with a little plan. Mind you, there's a certain thing called a birthing plan. We didn't have that shit. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now because we thought we had 3 more weeks. We didn't have no bags packed. True. My wife she is having contractions, packing bags, going up and down steps, man. She didn't pack me no underwear though, which kind of, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Darnell who did not bring me any.
I was gonna say, this nigga gonna text us.
Bring me some drawers.
Bring him some drawers.
But that whole process, man, my wife showed up and showed out. Whether it was, going through those contractions, the lady Jillian goes, do y'all want a mirror to see the process? I said, hell nah. That was my words exactly.
You already there. You don't need a mirror. That was for her.
Yeah, but they wanted to, she was going to put it in a place where both of us can look in the mirror and see.
Oh, you didn't look and see?
No.
I looked when Joy had her baby.
So she only put it where my wife can see, right? So my wife is pushing and my wife she looks at me and she goes, I can see his head, and she's trying not to cry, but she's so excited. First of all, before we even get there, my wife wakes up in the middle of everything while she's on the meds at this point and goes, I just saw him in a dream. I'm ready. And I go, okay.
Gavin thought she was losing it.
Yeah, until she described him, and then I saw him a few hours later, and I'm like, this is exactly what the fuck she just said was going to be here. And She in the middle, she can see his head, and she said, I see his head. I'm good. Yo, she pushed 2 more times after that. And so let me tell y'all this. I hear the doctor whispering and shit. This is why if you're not married, you don't know if your man is going to show up to this shit. So I'm sitting there and the doctor is like, yo, this is why my wife had a choice of who could be there. Me or because of COVID, I don't know how many people before COVID, maybe they had a limit, but
it was like 2.
Well, when my sister had a kid, it was 5 of us in there.
Oh, the doctor's real nice.
But this was 7-something years ago.
Even still.
So not close to 8 years ago, because you know what I'm saying? So back then, and I don't know how they were CMC together, so you know what I'm saying? They just let shit run over there.
They still gotta follow protocol too.
It was my parents was in there. And it was 2 other people. My aunts was there. I was there.
I think they don't like a lot of people in there because it stresses the woman.
Absolutely. So, and now it's contamination, and now it's COVID. Yeah. So the rules changed the day before we got there, and my wife had 1 person she could bring. Now, if y'all not married, your baby mama might say, yo, I don't want you there. I want my mom there.
True.
So you missed the birth of your child. Now, y'all gonna have a little bit more of a discussion if y'all married. Because now it's like, yo, I'm the husband.
True.
So these are just some things I'm throwing out there. You ain't got to follow shit I say.
It's a possibility. Now, I agree. That is a possibility. So, your wife could still say her mama, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But then we're going to have some talks.
Really? Because some men might not want to see that shit?
I'm
just saying.
I'm tell you why this is funny. Hayden is going to school that day, right? First day of school, right?
Yeah.
So my mom, I'm there, it's just me and my mom. My mom said, I want to talk to you. I said, what's up? She said, I think you need to ask Karina, do she want her mom in the room? Because when I gave birth to you, it was important that my mom was in the room. She said, you're the dad and it's important that you're there, but she might feel more comfortable if her mom is there, and you you need to be caring about what's more comfortable for her and your child. I said, cool. I talked to her about that when I got home.
Little did you know. Time to go. Knowing Karina's mom, she would have been like, oh, no, baby, you go.
Maybe not.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't know. Her mom would be like, are you sure? But her mom would have loved to be there. So, but
that's true.
So we're sitting there. So this doctor, bruh, come in. They texting. Oh, they on the phone. Go time. Come in. He come in, and bruh, while he's down there doing some shit, he whispers to another nurse. He goes, no, she don't need to push. I think the next contraction would be good. So when he said that, I look over like, huh? I see bruh handing a human back to us. I go, oh my gosh.
You say you seen a what?
A human getting passed back. He passing a baby past me. Mind you, I ain't want to see shit. He passing a baby. I go, oh shit. Cause I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I heard him whispering. I'm like, yo, I don't like this whispering shit. But I heard the whisper, but I had to process what he said. And she didn't have to push because the baby was already so far out, whatever. He handed the baby to us. And then I'm like, oh shit. Mind y'all, I got on my Jordan Concords. And he like, Dad, do you want to cut the cord? I'm like, yeah. Nobody told me when you cut that shit, blood squirt out everywhere. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Got on your little shoes?
It did not, but I dodged. The other reason why y'all need to be married when you do all this shit is because so much, a woman body goes through so much, bruh. And if that ain't your girl and you really don't care as much as you should or want to, she might not want to see you that way, and you might not want to see her that way. Just giving y'all a heads up. All in all, though, my wife was a trooper, man. She showed her ass. She did her thing. The only crazy thing, everybody want to know, did she say anything crazy? The only crazy thing, my wife is asleep. She's dozing off with the medicine. She wakes up and goes, I said I loved you. And I go, I love you too. And then she just fall over and go back to sleep. And so I text her mom, her dad, and her uncle all text me, was like, yo, she might cuss you out. We're sorry. It doesn't mean anything.
Why do they say that?
Because when they on medicine, women say all types of crazy shit. My sister was dreaming about hamburgers when she was having a baby. And she would just wake up and tell us about what the hamburger was doing. And it wasn't getting ate. It wasn't like she was eating hamburgers. They were doing shit. You know what I'm saying? The medicine just causes.
So it was some Ronald McDonald shit she had going on in her head.
Maybe. So, but you know, my wife was cool, man. It was a great situation, but I'm thankful for my wife, man, because, and I think me and you talked about this on the podcast. When your time comes for you having a kid and your husband is there, it's going to be a time where he's going to have to seriously sit there and thank you, and he's going to cry when he does it.
Y'all see how Gavin was very optimistic about my life.
Absolutely.
Having me married
Absolutely.
with the kid.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm at that age where it's going downhill from there. I have to do some adoption or something.
But the reason why I say that is because there's going to be a time where he's going to depend on you, and he has no choice and no matter in this situation. It's completely out of his control. This whole process, my wife if my wife would have gotten there and said, yo, I'm not pushing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I couldn't tell her no. If my wife, you know, you got to have trust. That's the other thing. You got to have trust that the person who's at home with your kid ain't going to do something stupid. You know, and Casey Anthony's husband didn't know what the fuck she was going to do with that girl. You know what I'm saying? People that do dumb shit with their kids, the significant other don't always know what the fuck is going down. You know what I'm saying? You got to trust. Today, you know, because it made our group chat, my wife left me at home for 3 hours with this little boy. Now, we watched Avengers. We ate. We had pizza, some nice energy drinks. He had a little glass of milk, you know what I'm saying, on the rocks. You know, things like that. But she don't know what I was going to do.
That food said on the rocks.
She didn't know what I was going to do. Actually, he had it neat. Sorry. But, you know, it's a lot of things that goes on that you got to be cool with. You got to be comfortable with, man. And my wife showed up and showed out, man. And I tell everybody, like, if you sit down and you ask me to give you detail by detail, even though it's only been an hour and a half and I've been doing that, my wife showed up and showed out, man. And I couldn't have been more proud of her, because I literally, when I saw her mom and I saw her dad, I'm like, let me tell y'all about y'all girl. Let me tell y'all about the person y'all raised. Let me tell y'all about the person who y'all brung in this world. Let me tell y'all about the person who y'all instilled certain beliefs, traits, and principles in. And let me show y'all how she showed up and showed out. Now, if y'all random baby mama who y'all just came in, if she ain't shit, I don't know what she gonna do for you, partner. But if you marry her, then you probably already know what type of woman she is. So,
Lordy.
Anyway, other than that, also, men. Before we go to what I've been recognizing in these last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. A lot got to go right for you to get a woman pregnant.
A lot got to go. Why you say it slow like that?
Because a lot has to go right.
Yeah, you did say that real country the first time.
I say that to say.
Did he just do something?
Yeah, I did. If a lot has to go right for you to get somebody pregnant.
Yeah, you got to come.
Choose wisely.
Inside of her.
At the right time.
At the right time. A week after her period.
It's a lot got to go right.
You want to be exact.
Exactly. But before we get to, you know, it's one of them things. It's one of them things like so much shit has to happen for you to do this that you have to make sure you're making the right decision several times, right? So you have to meet her, figure out that it's cool to have sex with her. Then you have to figure out it's cool to have sex with her unprotected. Then you got to not pull out or do whatever. And look, dudes be lying when they be like, oh, I pulled out. No, you didn't. Okay, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Niggas been lying about that for years. No, you didn't. You didn't pull out. You might have pulled out after you didn't shot about.
There would have been evidence somewhere.
Niggas be lying when I pulled out. My pull out game strong. No, it's not, because you didn't. You did not. A lot got to go in there. Your sperm got to be healthy. It got to find that egg. That egg got to make it. You know what I'm saying? It got to be the right time. You know what I'm saying? A lot got to go right. Then after that, once she gets pregnant, a lot of stuff got to go right in her body that's well out of your control. But a lot has to go right for you to have a kid. Do not make the mistake of getting the wrong chick pregnant. Because, and ladies, make sure you make the right decision. If we're going to do this whole thing, and I agree with this, so don't shoot the messenger. We're going to do the whole thing that a woman's body, her choice, cool. Make sure you're getting pregnant by the right dude. Because a lot has to go right for you to get pregnant, for you still to keep the baby, for you to not give it up for adoption, for you to still make sure that you want to have this kid. A lot has to go right for you to have this dude as a baby daddy. And if you know he ain't shit, then you need to go ahead and start making precautions and things now. Because this shit is not easy. You know what I'm saying? I told my wife, I said, if anybody ever tell me like, oh, I think I want a kid, don't think that you want a kid. Know that you want one. Because this shit is a lot, man. It is really, really a lot. And we have a lot of help. Let me put it like that. It's a lot of encouragement. Shout out to Cassie, my homegirl Cassie, who does makeup. Cassie texts me for 4 days straight trying to buy us food. Everybody in my group chat has tried to bought us food. Has tried to buy us food. And half of y'all done got told no because we don't need it, because somebody else done already did it. You know what I'm saying?
They always tell us no.
Exactly. My wife cooked for the first time a day ago, and she was like, yo, how you turn the stove on? Now, she was exaggerating, but it's one of them things like,
y'all so extra.
but she ain't cooked. Think about for 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks before that, you're not cooking no meals. She know how to turn the stove on, but thinking like, look, you know how much food we threw away? Because
y'all had some salmon.
Yeah, salmon, chicken, steak, some shrimp. We threw out so much shit. And it was just funny going to the garbage can for the next week, watching all these damn flies just live over the shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was an interesting thing. Let me tell you what I've been noticing. Bruh, nothing is funnier than literally watching photographers, watching podcasters, watching people act and react over the last 2 weeks. So I get in, we in the hospital, so I'm editing, clearly, right?
You ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I'm editing while we're going through labor. By the way, my wife was in labor for over 14 hours. Shout out to her. She was eating ice chips for 14 hours. Could not be me.
Yeah, you can't eat nothing.
Nothing. And so we're going through this, and I'm watching people's Instagrams. I'm not telling people, and I'm watching later. I'm seeing so many niggas now deciding that they want to be maternity photographers, and it fucking made me laugh. And I'm laughing because part of me want to be like, does that have anything to do with me? And I believe it do.
Why?
I'm talking about Charlotte.
Why? Because
a lot of these photographers I personally know, and they always told me how they don't do maternity. They never would. And now magically that's all on their feed. I found that shit funny. I've been in a bunch of groups, and we'll get into this later down the line about me being in groups and noticing what's coming next and what's interesting and what's but I was just watching that. I was in a couple of groups, and niggas was arguing with me down again about collabs and TFP, time for print for those who don't know, and what the fuck that means. And I'm laughing because y'all full of shit out here, man. And this I ain't talking about photography. I'm just talking about people, because this ain't got nothing to do with their photography. Got to do a lot with people, man. I'm watching niggas who don't look like each other link up, talk shit about each other once they link away.
Link away.
Yo, I was watching you.
That is a new one.
I was watching you podcasters listening to y'all episodes, and I ain't talking about hair wraps and lipstick because they legit.
I know.
I was listening to other podcasts, waiting for some shit to pop, and I didn't hear it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, the streets need me and Key.
He just want to talk shit.
Absolutely. That's the second half of this podcast.
Second half, Gavin, you just been talking.
Yeah, I know. But I was watching that, man. And I'm gonna say this is the only photography y'all pretty much gonna get today. Next week we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming.
Hopefully. We
getting back to it. And I had a special guest for y'all 2 weeks ago that I had to cancel. It was gonna be legit. But
well,
we'll talk about scheduling. Key has life stuff that's going on. So Key is trying to rearrange this podcast, and me and her got to have a business meeting one day.
I was like,
the niggas don't need to know.
Okay, because I was about to give all my tea.
Key got a lot going on, and we trying to figure out some workarounds. And we'll talk about some pod business at the end. But anyway, I was paying attention to that. I'm gonna get this message to photographers, and if you hear it, you hear it. Stop worrying about getting credit from clients. You hired me to take pictures, right? Let's say you do. You ain't never paid me for shit.
I get about $50.
So let's say you paying me. What are you paying me for?
Side note, I have tried to pay Gavin. He denies. So,
yeah. But I get paid in food and drinks. But if let's say you're booking me for what? And don't.
Key dropped a new shirt today.
You
randomly.
Randomly.
Check out the site in my bio. Anyway,
absolutely.
Probably to take pictures.
So you're booking me to take pictures. Are you booking me to tag me, to promote that I took your pictures? The answer is no.
I was gonna say no. I don't think unless there's a contract and we agreed upon that.
Photographers, when somebody book you, stop getting upset that they don't tag you. They didn't book you to promote you.
They booked you for a service.
They booked you for a fucking service. Yeah. And I'm telling y'all this because if you go back, maybe episode 20 or somewhere down there, you're probably going to hear something that was contradicting to this. Oh, Key got her feet done.
No, they need to be done.
They do, but I was going to let that rock. They can't see it.
They not bad, though. He always try to play me.
But you probably hear something back in the day where I'm like, yo, that bothers me because it used to. But, you know, I took the last 2 weeks and I was thinking about something. I'm like, damn. Who the fuck is calling me?
They keep on
My
calling
mom is calling me on the podcast.
Answer.
Ma, I'm on the podcast.
She like she at your house?
No, she ain't at my house. Ma, they can hear you on the podcast. Don't say nothing inappropriate. Good day. See, now my mom want to talk all that stuff, but she be wanting to be on the podcast to talk about God, but she ain't take the moment.
No, I'm just looking for my credit cards.
Amen. All right, Ma, I'll call you back in a little bit. Bye.
With her glasses on.
With her glasses on. But it used to bother me all the time. And then I was looking at it the last 2 weeks. I saw so many photographers complaining about, hey, I took such and such picture. I took pictures of a client and they didn't tag me. They didn't mention that I did it. They didn't give me quote unquote credit. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn, this shit look tacky. Because people really out in their clients online. Damn, I'm giving away too much. People really do be out in their clients online. Some of y'all bad clients, they talking about y'all online. Give me y'all heads up. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, it's not that big of a deal. Because you know why? I got a shirt on right now. When I wear it, I don't wear a big ass sign to say, hey, I got this from Shein. That's where I got it from. You know what I'm saying? When I hire somebody to come cook at my house, if I hire a chef, I'm not going to, I'm not going around telling everybody that, hey, this was cooked by somebody. If I mention it, I mention it. But if I don't, it ain't the end of the fucking world. Why? Because I paid you to fucking cook. If I get a facial, every time somebody say, hey, your face look good, every time I walk out the door, I don't go say, hey, Skin Glam Beauty did my face. No, I pay her to do my face. Every time Key gets some ass, she don't say, hey, I got a wax by Tink. Maybe she does. I don't know.
I'm about to punch him in the fucking throat. I swear.
What I was going to say was highly inappropriate. And
that was highly inappropriate.
I was going to use the D word.
I'm not doing any of those things. Why would you say that?
Oh, I said if. I said if.
I'm about to punch him.
So,
you gonna go home with a bruise and Ro gonna look at him like he crazy.
He does get that look. So I'm just saying, y'all, those are some things like, don't get worked up on that shit. Because what happens is not even the photographers, the people, man, who cut out bullshit in their life, the simple things that don't really matter. Those people get so much further by not getting worked up over bullshit. Keep that in mind. Stay focused. Make sure you kill that shit. All right, we got to do some housekeeping shit. You got anything you want to add in?
Book Gavin.
Please do. I am
available October 1st. I don't know. I'm just fucking saying stuff.
Yeah, I might not be. I am taking pictures this month and next month, but it's very, very limited. Very, meaning that you're going to have to pay for me to come out the house.
Clearly.
And let me tell y'all how I got to that point. Because I've been saving throughout the year so I could take off 2 months and not.
That's what's up. Look at Gavin. Y'all don't sleep on Gavin. He take care of his. Try to put a business out there. He take care of his finances very, very,
I try
very
to.
fucking well.
I try to.
He being humble. No, he does a really great job. And I'm not even trying to like gas him or nothing. Like
Gas me, nigga. No, seriously, thank you.
He really does like a great. I've actually sat down with him so he could help me to get my credit right. I don't know if you remember that, but like he's really good at that. Not saying that y'all should hit him up. I don't think he's gonna have like a consultation, but I'm
about to put that on my website so niggas can just book me for random consultations, because I was doing it, and shout out to everybody that was hitting me up. I was like, yo, I know you got a little bit of time in between sleep. Do you want to talk? Yo, I had a nigga, I literally posted I had a baby. I had a dude hit me up, was like, yo, congratulations. Can I book you for tomorrow for a shoot? I was like, no, bro.
Dang.
I was like, nah, bro. Come on. Relax.
Give me a week or two.
Give me a day at least. I was like, bro, my G, relax, please. But yeah, I keep that in mind. But all right, let's do some housekeeping. Key has a new t-shirt. I know we mentioned it, but we're gonna mention it again just in case I do cut that part out.
Key I just randomly dropped it today. I was just, sitting on the couch and just made a new one.
And that's dope. Please order that shirt. I think I was wearing your shirt when I went to the hospital.
I know Karina wears my shirt a lot, and I really appreciate it. Every time I see it, I be like, okay, girl, I see you.
I wear your shirt too. But yeah, everybody, please make sure y'all support Key, support Inspirade. We would love, put some money in her pocket, please.
Yeah, because we got to do something besides t-shirts.
Yeah, that. Second, you're going to see more information. If anybody know of a college kid that's have a marketing degree, business degree, or a photography degree in search of it that needs to be an intern, please let me know. I am going to start putting that. I think I'm going to reach out to a school to see if we can make that happen. Last but not least, we was not able to do it because I had a baby, but the Photographer of the Year award is now open. Please feel free to fill out the information. If you do not want to submit your work right now, please fill out the information on the website. You will be emailed 2 weeks before the shit closes to send in your work. Please. Shout out to everybody that has submitted already. We have some good stuff. Shout out to everybody that told me they're going to submit. Shout out to everybody that sent their information in and was like, yo, I'll let you know when I'm ready. But honestly, man, I'm just ready. I'm prepared. I'm so glad that people care. Shout out to everybody that's donating shit. We need more. I'm super excited for it because I'm paying attention and I can't wait to work with you guys. Anyway, man, anything else you need to say before we get out of here?
I'm gonna submit my work.
Like I said, anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
That's all you had to talk about today? You ain't got nothing else? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. We're going to get into some more shit later. I was supposed to have all these. So there was not supposed to be a break in between pods.
There was not supposed to be a break. But
Because
I felt like it was going to be like.
Everybody that was around my wife kept telling her he's coming early. And I felt like it was going to be a break because remember, I was supposed to be planning out things and they're still coming because I've had time to work on outlines. There were going to be little episodes, mini episodes that was going to drop. Those things are still dropping. But honestly, when a baby comes 3 weeks early, I just didn't have the time, man. I really, really didn't. But anyway, we here, man. It's all good. I'm not tripping over shit. I'm really not. Anyway, I want to thank y'all. I'm trying to find a song.
One day this pod gonna make us millions.
Hell yeah.
Wait, we about to get signed.
Absolutely.
Joe still potting.
Joe who?
Budden.
Oh yeah.
I thought he stopped.
Nah. The boys left. They podcast better now. I'm on the thread on Reddit and I'll be going there. Ooh, I was on Reddit and this girl was talking about how she gets cheated on. Hold on. I gotta find this for you. Oh, God, Key, it is great.
I shouldn't even brought up Joe.
No, it just popped up on my thing that he got a new episode.
See? Joe, hit us up.
Please, because I know shit is getting tough with everybody else. Somebody just responded back to me. All right. This
Charlemagne, I like Charlemagne. Gavin want to go to Joe.
Absolutely.
But, we'll take either one.
Either one. All right, Key, let me know. She said, I sent the message to the girl my boyfriend is secretly talking to. I'm kind of pathetic to do this, but I need to know the truth. All right. It says, hello, bleeped out. I've been debating or not I should reach out to you, but I'm in a relationship with bleeped out.
Marcus.
With Marcus, and I've noticed a change in his behavior over the last month. Woman to woman, is there anything between you two that I need to be aware of?
Why do women do that? Woman to woman. Ever since that damn song, it ain't even ever since. That's an old song. But who?
Key. My first comment on this is like, don't you hate when motherfuckers say woman to woman?
Like, that's what woman to woman, bitch. You already know. Like, crazy thing is, women's intuition is always correct. Like, we just want to solidify it. Like, we literally just want to solidify it with like. Just so we can say, I knew I was right about that one.
Let me tell y'all what is funny. Key
telling you.
She taking my whole fucking comment that I wrote to this girl. I was like, don't y'all hate when somebody say woman to woman? I was like, yo, mind y'all, I have time. So I'm writing shit at 2 a.m. I'm like, yo, you already know what the fuck is up.
We do.
But
it's all women.
But let me finish. And you let me know when she should have known. All right.
She should have known before she texted her.
Absolutely. But all right, here you go. Woman to woman, is there anything between you two that I need to be aware of?
Yes.
Is it physical or emotional?
Both.
I know you're important to him because he's trying his best to hide you from me.
Huh? Wait, what? Wait, what?
I'm not looking for any drama.
Girl, why did you text her?
Only the truth so I can get out of the way and plan my next steps accordingly. Please understand, no one likes to be cheated on or lied to. I just wants to know what's going on. My heart and spirit won't continue to take the disrespect. Living in this really hurts, but I'd much rather know the painful truth than to live in blissful lies. I hope you reply with honesty. Thank you.
Why she ask her? Did she ask her man?
Well, Key, since you asked. Dun, 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 dun. Homegirl wrote, hello. Well, there's honestly nothing to lie about. I did not know he has changed with you. Okay. I have completely moved on and I'm 100% aware, and he's 100% aware of that. Now that's weird to me.
Wait.
Exactly.
I'm confused. This is the girl.
This is the response. The shorty responded back to her.
She's the first 2 sentences is basically her saying that they not talking no more. Her and the guy.
That's what the fuck I got from this. But I'm just letting you know. I have completely moved on and he's 100% aware of this. I just got married to a wonderful man and blank Marcus is just a friend and only a friend. We have never had any physical or emotional contact with each other because me and him have not been an item since we were in high school. And even then, he was very clear that he did not see me in that way. How are y'all an item in high school and he don't see you that way is a whole nother thing to me. But now to this present, my husband, her English is horrible, not me. My husband and I sent our wedding invitation. We both knew he was with you and living with you. I understand where you're coming from, but I can honestly say, no, this isn't because of me. She wrote back, thank you for your response. The topic of a baby potentially being his and y'all needing to have an emergency call is what that was made on Facebook at July 26th at such and such time is an interest of mine. And I would like to know more. She said, no problem. And no problem. As I mentioned before, I just got married and my husband was expecting a kid. We called him because I told my husband and my closest friends. Excuse me. I had to switch messages. It's hard to hold on. I called him because my husband and my closest friends, including him, I want to let everybody know we are okay. And I didn't get home from work and I ended up in the ER. I don't know if this helps, but he does talk about you a lot and he really wants to make you guys' relationship work. But sometimes it's hard to express himself back when he really feels like when he's not that connected to you. But honestly, you have nothing to worry about. How you gonna tell me that my man it's hard for my man to talk to me, but I ain't got shit to worry about? Okay. But honestly, you have nothing to worry about and just talk to him and be patient with him.
She probably meant as far as him cheating with her.
Well,
let me specify because we might be cheating with somebody else.
He definitely cheating. Is he cheating?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But look, I wrote shorty on here. Oh, let me tell you what I wrote.
So the girl that she suspected him cheating with, they're just friends. So he talks to her, I guess, about what's going on with his relationship. Mm-hmm. And he's probably been doing it sneakily. which is why she's raising suspicion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
But she's married and she's having a kid with her husband, or is it with
The other girl is married and she's having a kid with her husband. But the girl who's getting cheated on thinks that the baby might be her man's. I wrote, yo, you sound naive as hell. If I'm the other girl, I'm gonna tell your man and I'm gonna keep it moving. If he not cheating with her, yo, you just open up the door for him to cheat. You welcome.
Then she respond back to you.
Nah, she ain't responded yet, but you know, it's coming. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for listening. I gotta get home. I've been gone for too long. Look, my mom and I called and want to know what the hell's going on. But
sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world.
Definitely over this song.
Yeah, let me tell you. Oh,
it's not even the best song.
Ooh, what's the best song on this album?
I don't know, but it's not this one.
This album was overrated to me. Y'all gassed this shit up for 24 to 48 hours, and then y'all stopped talking about it. Let me tell y'all how I know this.
I liked it, Drake.
Let me tell y'all why I say this album was gas. This album was gas to me because Drake is going to release a double disc greatest hits album when he's done. Maybe a triple disc. I don't believe not one song on this album makes that double disc. That's just me. Now, and it's no love songs on this shit. That's the other problem. But also, I believe if you mix in I believe the 2-pack he did with Rick Ross, Lil Baby, and that other song, that could have been on this album and replaced a bunch of songs. That song he got with Chris Brown could have replaced a song on here. Life is Good with Life is Good with Future could have been on here. Whatever that song he got with Dirk could have been on here. Whoa, that song.
Speaking of, your boy Kanye took my boy off his song.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Man, sometimes you got to get removed. And that's the other thing.
Fuck out of here. That song was lit with him in it.
I heard it. I heard that the song sounds way better with Chris Brown.
It does. I listened to it, and then I listened to Chris Brown's first, and then I actually went to Apple Music and went to Kanye's album because I wouldn't listen to it.
Kanye album's all right. It ain't all that to me either. But I told everybody who was listening, because everybody know Kanye West is my favorite artist of all time. I told everybody, I said, if it ain't no cussing, I'm out.
Was it cussing?
No.
You know he's all holy now.
Yeah, and that's why everybody was like, the benefit of having no cussing on your album, it forced these artists to actually fucking rap. If you saying a bunch of jibber jabber and you gotta eliminate your cussing, I know you saying nothing but a bunch of jibber jabber.
Yeah, because when you add a little bitch in the end, and it sounds better.
It sound a lot better. He bleeping out the word nigga. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for listening.
God.
Thank y'all for sticking around. I know this is a long ass pod. We've done longer.
It's not that long.
Yeah, it's not. I know this pod was a lot based off of some shit that ain't got shit to do with photography. We'll be back with that next week. Hopefully.
We'll talking about Gavin's dad view.
Absolutely. But I want to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. And we're going to holler at y'all next time.